Good afternoon, kids. Dad here. It is Friday, January 23rd, 2026. It got down to about negative 20 today, I believe. They actually canceled schools today. So I hope you guys stayed warm, stayed inside. I had a chance to step outside for a little bit. At about, 1 o'clock or so, I went out to the barn here on the treadmill, and I was all fired up thinking I'm going to get that 8-minute 1 mile run, right? That I've been chasing. And so I set the speed fast enough to do that. So all I had to do was just keep up, right? For 1 mile worth of time for 8 minutes, and I would have got the 1 mile. And I made it 5.5 minutes. And my fingers were losing feeling, and my lungs were burning so bad, I had to hit the stop button. I had to come back inside. So I did 0.67 miles in 5 minutes, 24 seconds. So I was on pace. I was on track for it, but I came up about a third of a mile short. So kind of frustrating. Didn't take it down today. I guess, do I have an excuse because it was probably 0 degrees in that barn? I don't know, maybe. But I would really like to do it despite having that excuse. I think maybe in my head I quit a little too early. My lungs started burning pretty bad, and I gave up maybe. I think I could have stuck it out, sucked it up for another third of a mile if I was really determined. So I don't know. But yeah, it's just a quiet day down here. It's gonna be a quiet weekend. 2 of the residents down here at Bravo Zulu House actually flew up to Alaska for the weekend to get a special procedure, like some shot injections kinds of things. They're supposed to help them out. So we'll see how that goes. So it's me and one other resident right now. So I have no idea what I'm going to do this weekend. I know one thing that I've already done. Kavanaugh, your sketch homework that you've given me. I'm actually incredibly grateful for that, Cav. As you know, buddy, I was not good at drawing. Never have been. Never enjoyed it. It was mostly because I was never good at it. And you gave me last month a bunch of assignments, right? Things to practice, doing shading, doing shapes, stuff like that. And you've actually got that notebook right now that has, 15 or 20 different sketches in there. But I'll show you where I'm at right now with it, because I'm starting to apply some of those things I practiced in that notebook. So the first thing you had in your list of 10 things you gave me, I did this one on, where we at? Did this one 2 days ago. You told me a Demogorgon. Well, I couldn't remember, honestly, what a Demogorgon looks like, because I haven't seen Stranger Things in a while, but I remember the dogs from, I think it might have been season 2. And the dogs were terrifying to me. So I did my best Demogorgon dog. Not too upset with how that one turned out. But then you gave me a mountain range. And I realized I'm really not good at nature. Because this is the one I did yesterday. This is the mountain range, Cav. And I was clueless. And I tried doing a little tree there with a technique I think you had showed me. You'd mentioned about how to draw like branches or whatever. Like just doing like squiggles or something. And I tried doing some pine trees, but I wasn't good at doing like a foreground background. And I tried doing a little bit of shading maybe to kind of like create some contour in the mountains, but I don't know. I don't know. So Cav, any tips you got on how to do nature scenes? Yeah, I'll take that advice. And then number 3, you gave me robot. So I sat for about an hour this afternoon during work 'cause it's been pretty quiet. Friday afternoons at work for me are pretty quiet typically because as long as you get everything done for the week. So I thought, robot, wow, what kind of robot do I do? So I thought back to when I was a kid, and there was some TV shows and movies. When I was a kid, a lot of like there's like some shows from like the 1960s. There was one called like, what was it called? Where it's like, there's this robot that's like, Danger Will Robinson. But like in the 60s and 70s, the robots on TV shows and movies were pretty cheesy. They were basically like a guy in a bad costume kind of thing. So I drew on some of those memories, and I came up with this guy. And he's just kind of a dorky little robot, but I'm actually really happy because what I did here, Cav, is I tried using some of the shapes that you had been practicing before. You can see the head and the body are both kind of, shapes. And then I tried something that I remembered from when I was a kid called perspective. So it makes it look like closer and further away. So that's why, like, if you look close, the back of his middle section there and the front, like the back line is shorter than the front line. Same with his head. So it looks like the back of his head is further away. So instead of just doing like a typical box, it actually makes it look like a box at a distance. And then I was kind of happy with how some of that shading technique worked out. He had me practicing. So this is my robot guy. And when you get to see it, if you laugh at it, it's not trying to be a modern robot. It's inspired by like the 1960s, 70s, old movies and TV shows. The Danger Will Robinson stuff. I wish I could remember the name of that movie. Space Quest? I don't know. But anyhow, that's what I got. And today, gratitude, Cav, because tomorrow I got on the list a dinosaur. So I'm going to be thinking this evening, how do I draw a dinosaur? What kind do I draw? How do I draw it? I may even practice doodling some dinosaur stuff this evening when I'm bored. So that I can, in my sketchbook, I can draw a decent one for you tomorrow, hopefully. We'll see how that goes. But thank you, Cav. Thanks for giving me a hobby I can do down here. Hope you get to see this video someday and appreciate that coldest day of the year. Dad's thinking of you, grateful for you, inspired by your passion and your talent for drawing, and just taking your advice, letting you be the coach on this one. So, love you, buddy. Finn, Fiona, love you guys too. We'll talk later.